In this video tutorial, I'm going to discuss how we can make a small, maybe sample work cell where we're going to use two different conveyors, and the whole idea is object will come maybe from that side through and it will flow basically on top of this conveyor, and there is a plane sensor. So once the object touches the plane sensor, then robot will be activated. It will go there, it will pick the object and it will place here. Then this conveyor will also be activated, and once the object is touching here, then maybe someone will pick from here or whatever. So but the whole idea is we will make like a small closed system where object will come, it will stop here, robot will go there, pick it, robot will drop here, and then object will flow, and then it will touch basically another plane sensor. So without further ado, let's start. So first of all, basically I'm going to take a robot called, so the brand I'm going to take is 2400 50 kg something. Okay, let's see, go there. Yeah, I'm going to take 2400 20 kg and 1.55. This one, as you know, it will take some time to get the controller connected, so we need to wait. So once we get the robot and the controller connected, then this time basically maybe I will connect this one to an industrial network. So basically we would need to go to controller, and if we do the right click on the robot, then we'll get change options. Then basically you will see another a window where I'll go industrial network, and maybe for now I will add a device net master slab this one, and once this one is done, then it will also ask to restart, and yeah, we can restart that thing to give this information or updated information to the controller. Once this one is done, then basically this one is done, we would need to import a couple of things, basically two conveyors and one my tool. So let's go to home and import library from there. I will basically use today conveyor guide 401, and we need to use two. So maybe I can go again and pick up another from there. Yeah, I know we have two here, and the first one, I'm going to change the position to 0, 900 and 0. So 0, 900 and 0. So, and the second one, basically, I'm going to put a negative 2700, negative 2700 and negative 1400 and 0 somewhere like here. So if you just see, yes, so that is basically the position I want to put the robot, and the whole idea is we will make a 3D object that will flow on top of this conveyor, and robot will come, pick, and put that to the other conveyor, right? So we need to have like a training object my tool, and let's attach it to the robot. And here basically I want to change the angle a little bit. I can go there, and mechanism join tool, I'm going to make axis 545-degree kind of yeah. So and then we need to take one target on top of the TCP, and I can simply teach it. So that's how I should get one. And if I want to see if it really creates the target, I would need to go and see, yes, I got one target. And maybe I can rename it as my home, as my home. Okay, so we got this one, and then now let's make a 3D model. And first of all, maybe I'm going to make at 0, 0 position with 200 each, like length, width, and height I can create. This is here, but basically I'm going to take this one to a position. First of all, why don't I name it as box 1, and I want to change the position to basically, let's see, negative 1500, negative 13. So negative 1500, negative 13, and 780. So I just want to be very honest that I did it at least one time, and that's how I figured that is the location it should be, and that's why I'm putting those number. But for your case, if it is a new project, then depending on the location, you put the conveyor, your position will definitely be changed, right? So I'm applying, I got this one here, and why don't I change the color so that it is not a single color, right? So modify the color, and yeah, I need to make it green. So once I get the box, then I would need to mm, uh, I use a positioner so that wherever the object is, if I just want to bring every time to that specific location, then smart component positioner can help us. So yeah, let's do this one. So I am going to the simulation and station logic, and then from the compose I can go and find a positioner, right? So positioner should be under um, manipulators. So I took the positioner, and if I want to uh, make the object, basically object is going to be box 1, and the position is going to be negative 1400, negative 1300, and 780. So I'm pretty sure you're understanding basically the height of the conveyor is 780. That's why we're using the Z780. So I can apply, I can close, I can go back to conveyor, and or yeah, I can go maybe to the design, and from here, if I just take an input like let's take an input, maybe box box uh, mm, initial maybe is my position, and I can click OK. So now I can connect the positioner to the box, and if I go back to the IO simulator, and then from there, if I go to station signal, then I will see box initial is here. Now I want to see, like, if I change the object anywhere. For an example, if I take this object anywhere, right, and if I click box initial, it should come to the position I selected in the positioner. So it is good because while we will do simulation multiple times, then basically the object's position can get changed. So if you want to take back to our original position, then positioner will remember that position, and it will bring it back to that location. So once we got the positioner, then basically we would need to do a couple of other options, right? For an example, I would need to make 3 more targets. And this is a fun part. So we already made the home position, right? Now, if I go back there, and if I go to, okay, under layout, if I go to the mechanism joint, what is that? Uh, Okay, if I go to no, layout should be here, yes, there, and mechanism joint log, then axis 5. I know we did 45 45, but the J1 for an example, or the first, if we make it a 90, right? So then basically it is going there. Okay, let's make one there. So create a target, and you need to teach that one. That's how we can get one there. And I want to make one more target. So I want to go there again, mechanism joint, and then this time maybe I can make it negative 90 so that it can come on top of this conveyor. And I can make another target here, and I can pitch it. So that's how basically I should get total three. Yeah, I got total three target. One is there, another is here. And if I want to see the view, the robot at the target, then basically there's the piece, and this one and that one. So maybe I can name this one as U pick, and maybe that one as U plus, right? So now I would need to make a couple of options. But before doing that, before starting the controller related work, I want to see whatever the toolpath I made is going to work, right? So that's why I would need to go and add to the new, and the idea is maybe it will go so basically it will pick, it will go to home, and it will go to the place position, right? And if I want to run, and yeah, this time, since this is like the whole journey from the top of the peak to the top of the place, so honestly I don't want to give hard time to the robot. Yeah, I want to make it fine, but at the same, or if you don't want to make it fine, that's totally fine. But one thing I must want to do is I want to change its motion from linear to joint, and then maybe I can quickly see if it works. So okay, yeah. So you see, since I made it joint, basically it is perfectly working there. It is going. And another interesting or fun part is if I want to make it continuous, so I would need to go to simulation, and under simulation setup, I would need to make it continuous, and then I can go back, and then I can synchronize it to the rapid, and then you will see if you just play, ideally it should play this thing continuously. So yes, that is another great thing. For an example, if we want to do the repetitive pick and place job, then basically we may need to do that kind of operation, right? I'm stopping at this point, and for the sake of rest of the operations, I'm making it single cycle, and maybe sometime maybe I can convert it and see if it really works well for continuous one. And once you're making it from continuous to single, you must have to synchronize to rapid again. Otherwise, it always remembers the last thing, right? So I'm just making it single again, and I want to see if it basically changing its mind and doing just a single operation. Yes, so it is doing. So now maybe I will start the conveyor, sorry, the controller related operations now. Now I will make a total four new signals from the controller. So under the controller tab, I will need to go to IO system, and let's make a new signal. Right click, and the first one I'm going to make is maybe entry, and it is going to be digital input. I'm going to make it maybe entry one, and this one is for the first entry on top of the first conveyor. And you remember I connected it to industrial internal device, and maybe this one I'm calling it as 0, and I'm going to make it all, and That is one. I would need to make basically three more. So I'm going to make another, and I'm calling it as entry two, entry two, and digital input, and then the same object, and then signal. This time I'm making it one, and default all, and okay. And I'm going to make two digital output. One of them is maybe add object. So let's see, um, add object, and this time I'm going to make it digital output, and I'm putting everything as it is. I'm saying okay, and maybe I want to make another new signal and calling it as destination object, and this is again digital output. And other than making all, I know I could do assign to device, but yeah, I'm just leaving it as it is. So once I got a set of four inputs and outputs, then basically I'm done. Then I can just restart, and I can wait to get it restarted, and then I can start the next operation. Let's take a couple of smart components under the station logic. So basically we can go compose, add component, and I can select linear mover, plane sensor, at least two of them now. So plane linear mover and plane sensor. So for linear mover, so if I select this one, then basically the object it will move is box one, and it is going to move along x direction, and I usually use 500 millimeter per second as the speed, but again it depends on the operations basically you're going to do, and I can apply. And then again I can go to plane sensor, and plane sensor is I would need to see like okay, I can go back here, and yeah, you will see plane sensor is here, but I want to change the location from here to the top of this conveyor. And yeah, I already have that information. So this one is basically x 0, y negative 1370, negative 1370, and z 900, z 900. So if you and axis one is basically, let's see, axis one is z negative 100. So z negative 100, that means other two I usually used 0. And second one is y 350, that means y 350, other two are 0. So if I just apply, yes, there's something I got. And there's a good reason why I used the Z900, because the first thing I would need to make sure like this plane sensor is not touching the conveyor. Then basically it will act. It will not basically sense this object. So we need to make sure this plane sensor is really free, and it is basically waiting for that object to get a touch and sense that object. Okay. So once I got that piece, then basically I would need to do a couple of operations under station logic and design, and then we can at least start our first simulation. So, and I know I would need to take two more component. One of them is basically the logic set reset latch, and another one is basically let's see, this one was I know simulation events, this one. So under the others, I can get them. Now I would need to go to design, and I know some of them are here. So I would need to put them accordingly, so that we can at least start our first run. And then I just want to see if the object touches the plane sensor and it stops, then I can create the target for the peak. So I did a couple of connections basically. From simulation events, I went from simulation started to the set. So the whole idea is when simulation starts, then logic will be set, and then I will get output 1. So if I just go there and if you just click set, then you will see the output is 1, and if you do reset, then output is 0, right? And the plane sensor basically when it is reset, that means that means when the when plane sensor is kind of sensing the object, then it will reset, and then basically the linear mover will kind of stop, and we would need to have let's put those entry here, entry 1 and entry 2, as a digital inputs, and that object and destination object as digital output. So we will need to make another connection with plane sensor to the entry 1, um, and, uh, and then basically we can yes, we can just see if it works, then we can start rest of the other operation. Yeah, now let's so what I need to do, I would need to synchronize to rapid, and I would need to play one time the simulation to see if object yeah, object started moving, and yeah, it touches uh, the plane sensor. Then my whole idea is when the object touches the plane, then basically I want to go and pick it. So maybe now is the perfect time to make one target on top of the object. Needed to work on target 10. So basically, if you I can show maybe one more time just quickly. um, I can create this one for an example. Yeah, first of all, why don't I take there, and then from here I can select this one and I can create it. So let's close, and then I can go to the target and set position. If I want to do under world, then actually the position is right, but I wanted to make along x-axis 180, along z-axis 90, and if I apply, then you see it looks like this. And if I want to see the robot there, then it should go there. So let's see. And this is home, this is you pick, and this is here. So yes, I know that doesn't look good, but if you just bring this one honestly here, then you will see it is working perfectly. So sometime maybe if you just work up with the target, it can show you some weird structure, but when you are putting it to the right place in the tool, then maybe you can get a nice orientation. So I got this one. Then basically we would also need to find out another target. And then I just did the double click and I went to set position. But you need to remember, you need to change from local to world to see the position, right? And I want to make this one as 200, and that one 1100, and that one is 980. And if I want to do the orientation, like maybe along x-axis or with respect to x-axis 180, and with respect to g-axis and negative 90, then I should apply. And you see the robot is perfectly going there. So I can close and I can rename it as place. That's how I got the pick and place position. Okay, so now if I want to, I would need to place them like in a nice manner so that we can find out, for an example, home to it should go U peak first, right? And then it should peak, and then it should go U place, and it should basically mm, peak it, right? And yeah, I think we need to have one more home after peaking. So that's how we can get a nice and after mm uh, yeah, so something like this. But we need to make sure we're using mostly the fine zone so that everything is there. And now I would need to quickly check if this one works, right? Okay, so and I want to do a couple of other changes after peaking. Maybe I can go back to you peak before going it to the home. And placing, you can again go back to your place, and that's how it looks like this. And I want to see if this full path works. So let's play it. So yeah, first of all, object will start and it will go. I'm just still checking the tool path, and as I mentioned before, once the object is touching to the plane sensor, it will be there. Now we need to do some operations so that robot can get the information that okay, I need to go there and I need to pick this object and I need to place here, right? So let's do that operation. Now let's do another operation. So what I want to do, the object will start flowing and it will touch the plane sensor. Then the robot will start moving and it will basically be ready to pick the object. So what is happening at this point? Yeah, both of them are moving together. And I know their speed of movement are not same. That's why maybe either the object will come and wait here, or maybe robot will basically move early and reach here early and wait for the object to come and then it will pick. How about the object will come and it will touch the sensor, then robot will get the information, okay, I know the object is there, now I can start my movement. To do that, basically we can like simply use insert action instruction, and this time I'm going to use the wait digital input. And as you can remember, we had two digital input. One of them is entry one and entry two. I'm going to use entry one for conveyor one. I can create it. So you will see, and I can take it right after the home position or home toolpath, and then I can basically synchronize and let's see if I see any changes. So let's get the object back to the original position, and if I just play, you see now the robot is not moving, and once the object is touching the sensor, plane sensor, then basically robot starts moving. Now I want to see if the robot basically picks the object and it basically places, right? So to do this, uh, first of all, I need to take two more smart components. So go and take one attacher and another detacher. So under actions, one is attacher, and I can take under actions, another is detacher. So if I go to the properties of attacher, so what is going to happen? So the parent is my tool, and it is going to pick the box one, and that's it. And for detacher, basically it is going to be object one and apply. So once you're getting at a certain data set, then if you can remember my previous video, basically I would need to make, I need to go to signals and connections, and I need to make two connections. One is for, yes, still the source object is the connector, sorry, the controller, and the source signal is at object, and here like target object is uh, mm, uh, attacher. Let's see. Okay, so if you just click OK, then you will see you will get one connection. I would need to do the same for detacher. So controller this time, like the destination object, and the target object is basically what is the detacher, and then you can click OK. So that's how we got two different signal here. Now if I go back there, and if you can remember, I would need to go to action instructions. I can use pulse do, and one of them is add object I can create, and another is basically pulse 2, but this time I would need to go and select destination object create. So that's how basically I got, and I want to, once I am on top of the peak, then I can pick it, and once I'm on top of the place, I can place it. So I would need to execute it now. Let's see. Oh yes, now let's see if it works. But before playing, I would need to go to station logic. And once you create it to signal, you will see like at object is connected to attacher, and the destination object is connected to detacher. And sometimes what I figured, sometimes you will see this parent can get changed from my tool to either attacher or detacher, and you will see okay it is not working. Why? It can make you kind of confused. So if you see it is not working, then you quickly go to attacher, double click, then the properties will open here, and then from the drop down you need to click on the my tool option. Then it should work. You need to make sure like your parent and flange, both of them are my tool. Now if I go there, then if I just yeah, I have already placed those, and then if I play it now, so yeah, first of all object will flow, and yes, then object a robot is started, and it is basically peaking. It should go on top of place, it will place, and it will come back to the home position. So I think I did around 75 or 80% of the job today. And the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to use another linear mover for conveyor 2, and another plane sensor on top of this one, so that once the object is on top of this conveyor, then it will start moving. And once this object touches the plane sensor, then it will basically stop. And that's how we can make a full cycle, right? So to do this, let's take at least two more smart components. If I go composition, and this is like I'm going to take another linear mover, that should be linear mover 2, and I'm going to take another plane sensor, that's going to be plane sensor 2, right? So for linear mover 2, if I do the double click, or yeah, do the right click and go to properties, then object is still going to be box 1. Direction is still x-axis, and this time the speed is same 500. I can apply, and I would also need to work to set the plane sensor to. So then we would need to make the origin and the axis 1 and axis 2 for plane sensor 2. So if we go to station logic, and if we click plane sensor, then it will show somewhere here, right, at 0 0. So let's go to layout and plane sensor 2, and then from there basically we can go to properties, and then origin is basically 3900, and maybe 850, and axis 1 is going to be 100 z100, and axis 2 is going to be y400, something like this. Okay, so yes, we basically got this one, and again this number I just played a couple of time, and that's how I got this number. For your case, you may need to work couple of time to get this specific number. So yes, if I go to station logic, and from there design, then you will see plane sensor 2 basically got its updated origin, and axis 1 and axis 2. Now we would need to connect it carefully to get basically the full cycle worked. I needed to take another logic set reset latch. So from plane sensor 2, I'm going to make entry 2. And then I also would need to make another connection with PlaneSensor 2 and Logic SR Latch 2. And I should have basically, let's see, one maybe destination, and then uh, mm, this one like a logic set reset latch 2. Yeah, I'm doing it very slowly because I don't want to make myself confused and you confused, right? And let's connect the linear mover to latch SR, sorry, logic SR logic latch 2 to so that once the simulation is started, then basically we can get the linear mover. But yeah, we need to make sure like we are basically connecting the simulation event to the logic as a latch 2. So to do that, basically from reset, we need to make sure we are connecting this one, right? So I know it's a lot of connections, but I hope it will work. Okay, so maybe a quick review. Later, basically, I took plane sensor 2, I took logic SR latch 2, and linear mover 2. So these are the connections I did from sensor out to entry 2 for plane sensor 2. And once the destination object is getting activated, then basically this one is going to set the logic as a latch that is going to give the output 1 to linear mover 2, and that's how linear mover will start moving. And the plane sensor will basically sense object box object 1. I honestly ran one time, that's why the number or the box 1 is showing here. But for your case, when you are starting plane sensor at the very beginning, then you can see nothing here. And once you are completing one cycle, then you can see something. For an example here, I'm seeing nothing because the object is basically touching the plane sensor 2 now. So once I am connecting them properly, then basically I can go back and I can do a quick synchronization, and let's see what it does at least. Okay. So object started flowing, then a robot will pick the object and it will place, and then basically it started, oh my gosh, and again it is stopping, and there is a good reason why. Because you remember, right, at the beginning we used wait digital input entry 1, and that's why basically it is waited until the object touches to that position. So we would need to use a similar action like action instruction for entry 2. So I can go wait digital input. This time I need to make it entry 2, and I need to create. And yes, then let's see. I got this one, and if I kind of synchronize to rapid, and if I go back, and if I just run, then let's see what it does. Okay, it is stopping. Then robot is basically picking the object. It will place there. It will start, and you see. The robot is moving back to the home position, but still this one is not stopping the movement, because I said, okay, wait until you get the entry 2, and that's why it is working. So okay, so that is the that's how maybe we completed the full cycle. And I hope that will help us. Maybe the last thing is basically, how about, let's say, okay, it is basically coming and it is picking the object from there, placing on top of another conveyor, right? And it is stopping here, I know. But how about once this one is stopping here, can I take back this object to the position it was before? Right? To do that, maybe we need to change a quick connection in the uh, logic station. Maybe we can do a quick change to here. I know this one is going to be really mess, but I don't know if, okay, maybe this is better. And then basically, if we do the synchronize to rapid, and I can cross the finger and play one more time, and let's see what it does. Okay. So it is speaking, going back to another conveyor belt, and then after touching, it should go back, yeah, to the original position. So that's how now you're understanding. For an example, if we can use the smart component source, then source will basically copy that thing all the time, and maybe after touching, it will start up another cycle. So I hope that video will help you to do your some to design some of the work cell at the same time to finish your project. Thank you.